So, what is important when it comes to applying to financial aid? Well, it will require that parents are going to complete a FAFSA, and in some cases, some universities are going to ask that you complete a CSS profile. Starting July 1st, for all of those who are already needing college loans, the interest rates have gone up a little bit, and they are going to kind of hold fast for a while anyways. Rates can change, and if they do change, we always know by July 1st of every year. And so while these loans have gone up a little bit, the question remains as to whether or not your family needs them or not. And so what is important is for you to determine whether or not you want to use loans or partially use loans. Is it a good expenditure to use cash on hand, or should you borrow instead? So these are questions that I would encourage you to talk to your financial advisors now so that you're not waiting till later. If you need references to those individuals who I think would be well suited for you to talk to, I'm happy to provide. Set aside that and the big planning of it all. When it comes specifically to the FAFSA, which will evaluate tax returns, as well as the CSS profile, which is basically an in-depth assessment of your cash flow, I provide to you parents who have senior college counseling. You will have a 1-hour consultation with an expert that will help you with the forms and answer any questions that you have. And so he will be a wonderful asset so that you're not having to face all of these questions alone, and you will be properly guided and have a much stronger sense of what it is you're doing and what you might need moving forward. But I do encourage you, beyond just the FAFSA and the CSS profile, to consider what do you need to start asking your financial planner so that you can realistically assess what you want college to look like and how you're going to fund it. So generally speaking, if it is your home state public school without any scholarship money, just kind of base raw numbers, you're looking anywhere between $30,000 to $45,000 a year for room, board, tuition. If it is an out-of-state college that's public, it can range from that mark all the way up to $80,000, but some universities are very generous and give scholarships, and others are not generous and do not give scholarships. And that is not dependent on whether the public school is in your home state or not. It just depends on the institution itself. Private institutions can also be very generous. They can be very high on the front end where the sticker price is very expensive. However, some institutions give a lot. So that's a conversation that we need to have with your spouse and or the parent that is funding the future college expenses as to what you need the numbers to look like so that our college list for your high schooler makes sense, so that we're positioning you all well and we're considering your big picture, both the college degree as well as what the threshold of what it should and shouldn't cost, and sort of what is your limit, the upper limit and the lower limit, so that we know we're targeting that ahead of time and looking at universities that make sense for your family. Of course, I do have families that tell me cost is not a matter. They just focus on prestige, and that's fine too if that is truly what you want. But if cost is a matter to you and it is something that we need to consider, we want to do that on the front end to make sure that we are landing ourselves well and our trajectory makes sense, so that come when acceptances roll in, and acceptances can come in as early as September, believe it or not, and can wait all the way until the second semester, all the way till April 1st. And so the acceptance window itself literally can start early fall all the way into April 1. And so we want to make sure that by the time we get to the very end and you have all of your yeses and maybes and nos and so forth, that you have enough yeses that as parents, you're happy about it financially too. So those are conversations that we want to have upcoming here so that the big picture makes sense and it's a logical fit both financially as well as the goals that you have for your high schooler.